Yes, I know I'm late, and the pngtuber is not working again. You've got to be shitting me. Why isn't it working? Where is it? And now it's working? Yep, it's working now. Yay. No, you've got to be kidding me. Now part of my OBS isn't working either. Just great. And yep, I know I am late. I had work last night and I had passed out and slept through my alarm. So yeah, that's why I'm late. Anyway, we've got to do the regular checkup. Let me fix up this real quick. Wait, he does bleed, plus coin. Yeah, I head to the mission now. And Don looks hella jealous of Faust's height. And I gotta enter with 12 units. G'day, Dan. Welcome to the stream. Yep, I did. I had work though last night and I had to stay late. I look from beyond the glass window as the sinners battle furiously inside the large indoor arena. You damned imbeciles, what's the point of everyone rushing at the same enemy that's already staggered and nearly dead? Faust had attacked the entity first. The blame lies flatly with the others' delayed decisions. Apologies, yet concerned was I that to not dispose swiftly of the foe would. I think this is a great show of teamwork. I had no idea how hopeless the sinners were in battle without my command. Damn it, why won't any of you listen to my orders? Or you genius order was how the last head ended up dangling from one of the 1/4 of a neck. It was a necessary sacrifice to gain an edge in battle. Worry thee not how befitting of a hero it is to perish in place of her compatriots. Don Quixote falls before the merciless onslaught of enemies. I had so many things I wanted to say to them, most of which were variations of "you're doing it wrong," but I had no choice but to watch as their woefully abysmal decisions continue to bungle the fight. If I tried this researcher next to me will get in my way, claiming that they haven't finished collecting their data. There's only 14 things. Huh. That is actually pretty short. This one's reaction speed to emergencies is exceptionally fast. So, can I help them now? Will you stop pacing and compose yourself? We are almost done here. That should be more than enough data. Take control, manager. I had a lot I wanted to say, but let's help the sinners out of this bind first. What? So, we're fighting sinners. Huh. Okay. I am definitely partly surprised. Assault. Who's next? Unopposed, favored. Who's that attacking? It's attacking Don. Begin. Yeah, how the hell did they even... How the hell did they clone them or something? Because I'm pretty sure that is definitely against one of the head's taboos. Wait, they didn't clone them? How the hell did they do this then? Okay. What's the speed of everyone? Cool. Wait, what happened before? Let's see, did I stagger anyone? Yes, I staggered one person, which was Ryoshu. Enemy passive. What? Oh. Hey, what's this? Is she using an ego? No, it's just a picture for some reason. Hopeless, favored, struggling, favored. Dominating, neutral, hopeless, dominating. Who's that targeting? Ryoshi, yeah, she'll be fine. Wait, is OBS capturing the music? No, it is not. I just realized that. I need to fix that. Now it is. I'm gonna say, I really like this music. You okay, Willow? Hopeless. Hopeless. Not hopeless anymore, it's just struggling. Yeah. Let's go. This straitjacket isn't nearly enough to hold my violence back. Go. Let's have you finish her off. Dominating. Unopposed. Dominating. Make sure that shit's finished off. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it all today. That went well. As expected of our executive manager, the exceptional development of your strategic genius reminds me of the early years of my career. The X's? I'm not sure what you mean. EXs. Texas. Thanks. Phew. Got anything to snack on, guys? I'm starving. Here after the brawl. You will maintain an empty stomach for the duration of the tests. Next on the docket is, I would have asked Mersalt for a message if I knew this was coming. Those ID were this anyway. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, those things, I completely forgot. Yeah, hopefully I'll get them done. Well, if you really want to get into it, we could trace this right back to the vacation request Gregor. Not that this wouldn't have happened without that, but yeah. Oh, come on, fellas. There's gotta more to this than that. Sure, there was. Not that it would have made any difference. Because, like Ishmael said, this all began with Gregor's particular egregious stretching.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔.
Okay. I want to check a look at the event rewards. I still find it funny that Don is very envious of Faust's height. And man, Mersal is tall as hell. Also, I find it funny that Don is still shorter than him. I forgot his name. Yes, I know there's another thing she could be envious of. I just didn't want to say. Huh. I might save up all my points to grab that. Way back to the stages. This is a weird as hell health checkup. Well, that sound just now. I didn't know a human body could make a sound like that. Oh, I was just doing some stretches. Can't seem to do them without making these noises nowadays. What do you mean you can't? That right there, cracking sound of time ravages sink. Oof. I know Dante's been turning the clock to rewind our time, but I feel like my joints are starting to grate. I know what you mean. I definitely don't feel as spry as I used to. Maybe the pain from repeatedly dying and reviving takes a toll after all. Yeah, dying sure is a pain. That's when Honglu flippantly threw out an innocent comment amidst the complaining sinners. G'day, White Crane. Wait. Do I have one? Limbuscompany! Yeah, I got a soundboard now. I don't know if that was too loud or not. Speaking of which, isn't it funny how Don Quixote is totally fine even though she's hundreds of years old? She's got to be the oldest one of us by a lot, right? How the fuck? Sorry. I also have this. Don't know if that one's too loud. It's Sir Squirrel dying. Yeah, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 soundboard things. Is it just Don? Wait, is it? No, I also have N-Corp whistle, Vine boom, no, coin flip sound, but it's too quiet to hear, Don, Don, and Don. So there are 3 Dons. What does this one do? Yeah! Okay, it's just Don screaming. So Don is most of it. But can you blame me? Ahem. Hung Lu's unprompted catapulting of such a heavy subject brought the bus air inside the bus to suddenly stiffening halt. I thought we were gonna take some time to actually broach that subject, but you just bulldozed through that whole mess, huh? I must have made this awkward. I didn't really realize everyone was so sensitive about their age. That's, 'tis not to concern myself with be not so. Of course, there was also someone who could not care less about the bus air quality. Oi, Scoot, that's my designated seat you're planting your ass in. I'll whack ya. Sure. Can't wait till Honglu's Konto. On the other hand, here's this guy without a care in the world. Almost makes me wonder if he even remembers what just happened. Well, maybe this is your chance to get back at him for treating you harshly, Don Quixote. I'm sure you can think. I've never seen your eyes sparkle like that before. I am quite fond of this current temperament of our company, unless young Heathcliff here suddenly morphs into a villainous scoundrel. I have nary a wish to exact violence upon him, and right now that's over with, let's all shut up and keep the chinwags to a minimum, yeah? Seems plenty villainously dickish to me. Anyways, am I the only one thinking that it's about time we got the thing? The thing? Well, you know, the thing that we tried a while ago but didn't get to enjoy due to some unforeseen issues. Deathmatch? Not that. Don't you remember we played volleyball by the big body of water? Extextual clue suggests that he is making a crest for a vacation. Yep, absolutely, yep. Let's all go to a spa or something, relax, get massages, loosen up our muscles some please. You still have expectations from our employers. I recall that young Mersault had given 3 quite the exquisite massage, has he not? I have an astute knowledge of the major muscle groups and nerve structures of the human body. For many weeks following that massage, my body was deprived of any sensory stimulation. Thus understood, it was the philosophy of Mersault's physical therapy that the most infallible methodology of convalescence from pain is to remove any and all stimulation, including that of pain. Wait, so does she have all her memories back now and she's just choosing to act this way? So why the hell do I suddenly have so many pings? I need to move this. Yeah, I was asking people how to pirate a Photoshop. And I got a bunch of messages. Yo, if you want to see... Okay. You guys know that a Photoshop is like $149 a month? Isong. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he does know how to do everything, let's be honest. I don't know why he knows how to do everything. I'm pretty sure he used to be an N-Corp taboo hunter at some point. It seems that the time is here. Virgilius? Yes, I knew this day would eventually come. The day is here. Why is everyone acting so serious all of a sudden? Rudion's observation is correct. While turning the clock does indeed turn the time of a certain degree of exacerbating fatigue cannot be alleviated. This necessitates that we employ a certain measure to verify the status of each sinner. Wait, what could it possibly be that it needs this much build-up? In other words, it is time for Limbus Company's dramatic gulping noises. Regular checkup. Regular checkup. We did get a call from the higher-ups a while ago requesting that we send the sinners in for a regular checkup, but it was repeatedly delayed due to several limiting circumstances on our end. They've been obnoxiously hounding us for quite some time. I was starting to get tired of explaining our absence. Checkup? What checkup? Don't be so on edge, Heathcliff. Such proceedings are regular occurrences at most corporations. I've never personally experienced it myself, but sounds like they just check to see how we're doing health-wise. I turned around, getting ready to say, right, Ishmael. Only to come face to face with Ishmael's shocked expression frozen into her face. Well, that is unexpected. I saw Ishmael, with her worldly experience, would leap into this opportunity to lecture us about how things worked outside of Limbus Company. Regular checkup, sir. Oh, you're greeting up to explain what it is. Coolio. You got 30 seconds to wrap it up. Ready, set, go. No. No, not the regular checkup. Miss Ishmael's expression seems to suggest otherwise, Miss Rhodia. Makes you wonder, what the hell did they do to her? The poor girl. I did hear that some fixer officers or associations employ varying methodologies when it comes to regular checkup depending on their characteristics. Oh, I don't even want to think what Ahab would do. Locked up until there only one left standing. Locked blood on my colleagues, the only key to escape. What kind of checkup did she have to go through? Ishmael wasn't the only one responding with a pale face. Abject horror at the suggestion. Do you even understand what kind of regular checkup you've getting into? I'm asking if you're prepared to go through the regular checkup no matter what happens in the process. Are you prepared to endure through everything that? What's wrong with this bloke now? Mate's looking all pale. Yeah, I don't understand why everyone's making such a big deal out of this. I don't think it's that bad. I think we used to have annual health checkups back in school too. What kind of checkups? They'd put us all in the same room, measuring height, weight, running some basic fitness tests. Pretty therefore do they seek to measure of such characteristics. Must you really ask, as full knowledge of annualities of each soldier's status is indespicable intelligence for officers to have on hand. What soldiers? I was talking about my school. Right, so that doesn't explain shit about what you need to know. That does it. Why do they fit it necessary to spray people with those stinking chemicals just to see if someone's got lice in their clothes? He must have gone through his share of rough checkups to ask if as a kid, I guess. You will keep asking questions with the most obvious answers. In fact, I've been wondering when they'd test us. Otis Confidence marched up to the front of the other sinners with an assertive grin, as though she'd been waiting for this very moment. You know what would make me really happy? If Heathcliff just knocked her head off. Because she's a very good sinner, but she is very annoying sometimes. The true purpose of this checkup must be to elect a true authority amongst us. A true authority. By your parlance, true authority, could it be that you are questioning whom among us is our leader? But I'm still ending right here. I humbly request that you avoid plaguing yourself with an unnecessary misunderstanding about my suggestion, Executive Manager. Of course, I must preface this with the declaration that there cannot be an oil of doubt towards Executive Manager Dante's authority. Okay. But was this not always a topic of great contention amongst us? That which of us is most fit to command this squad of sinners? Isn't it Ishmael or maybe Faust? That's what I thought too. This lack of cohesion is precisely why we always fail to face our enemies as a team, always scrambling, always underprepared, always taken by surprise. You must always be ready to drop to the ground and give 500 push-ups whenever your superior commands you to do so. Always maintain... Why do I have a message? Huh. Maintain the willingness to sacrifice your well-being and life for the sake of the glorious victory of your allies. It's all missing. Where is your readiness of self-sacrifice? No one's arguing with you, Otis. Who are you even talking to? Well, safe to say I don't want to work in an army where she is commanding us. Because safe to say I would definitely frag her. Sorry, I'm just stretching. So the summarize the regular checkup and entails putting us all in a small room and making us fight the last sinner standing. Since silence fell upon as Honglu's Shushin a summary. Battle Royale. I've been looking forward to this. Yeah, I think Ryoshi would win a Battle Royale, personally. I mean, how the hell could she lose? Fuck it. I'll give you lot one hell of a fight. My fist used to be bloody infamous in the back streets. Ishmael. Fine, so that's how we're doing this, huh? I'm ready to roll. Guys, this isn't... Okay, so where are we off to? The battle, excuse me, the regular checkup takes place at. The sinners seem to be under some serious misunderstanding about what the regular checkup entails, but Faust had obviously long given up on correcting them. The headquarters. The headquarters you speak of must be the headquarters of Limbus Company. Yes. Oh, we're finally getting to visit the headquarters, huh? A whole year after they hired us. We should be right on time upon immediate departure. Tis instant, thou sayest, yet mine heart is faint prepared. Prithee, allow us some time to prepare our travel provisions. Where's the HQ anyway? Hopefully it's not too far from here. Okay, enjoy. Thanks for coming. That is the secret, however. I would like to inform you that it exists in a location inaccessible via Mephistopheles. Oh, come on. How are we supposed to get there if we're not going to tell us where it is? Inaccessible via Mephistopheles. You're not able to suggest that we board the warp train again, are you? Fee, I shan't ever board the warp train again. Indeed, we will not be boarding a warp train for this journey. So, are we taking the back door or something? Yeah, good idea. Let's take them doors instead. A sound suggestion. However, in lieu of sufficient information regarding each door, the destination may hold an element of randomness. Or due to the available nature of its activation period, the result destination may not reflect our intended end coordinates. Or an unexpected closure mid-passage through the frame may behove us to bid the company our last farewell and embark on an untimely journey of no return. Are you sure this is a sound suggestion? Huh. Then I'd rather take the bloody train instead. At least we won't remember what happens once it's over and done with. Battle Royale. So, further research was necessary to ensure safe transportation to the intended destination. Further research, are you implying that you made modifications to the back door? A close assessment, however, it would be more accurate to say that the back door was merely used as a reference. Well, to be fair, I would love to see a fight between all of them. I still think Ryoshu would at least be top 3. How did you even make the time for research? Weren't you doing everything with us the whole time? LCA and Faust established multiple communications with a certain new wing aspirant company during the space hours between our travel to garner multiple cooperation efforts regarding this stabilization of the back door. A new wing, are they looking to take over L Corp's vacancy or something? Quite sharp, Gregor, but the direction of your institute could be improved. It is a company seeking to seize the immediate vacancy of the ever-declining W Corp. Wait, W Corp's declining? Yeah. Well, I mean, we underestimate Ryoshu's strength. She can cut people apart with her sword, even though she never removes it from the scabbard. So using a blunt object, she can hack people apart. Is that so? Yeah, that makes sense. Stories of W Corp's decline have been spreading more and more as of late, and I'm not surprised that some companies would consider this to be an opportunity. Newspapers also feature op-ed regarding a possible management crisis at W Corp, with many of them discussing the mysterious disappearances as well. I see, so they've been furtively planning and preparing to take over W Corp's position as a wing. But to supplant a wing even before it falls on its own, now that's certainly peculiar. I mean, it's been done before. You probably fought in the smoke war. They must have something, a scheme perhaps in the works, and the ally in such ambiguous parties as true. Also the library situation, which probably also caused a bit of information leaks. Is the headquarters looking to start a war of the wings? At this moment, am not privy to such details. Miss Otis, we wouldn't make predictions of such rashness. Recall the W Corp has been mired in troubles, both internal and external, having fallen to such desperate as to seek the assistance of our company. It is not wild presumption to predict that it shall crumble ere the advance of such violent pandemonium. For indeed insufficiency is the bane of technology that brings the ruination to those that fail to overcome it. Our research efforts, however, were quite efficient and successful. Its mechanisms are similar to that of the back door, but it eliminates the corridor, instead establishing a direct connection from one door to another. A portal, if you will. Oh, so you resolved all the aforementioned side effects then? Not quite. Similar difficulties to the aforementioned case were observed. Sometimes the occurrence of the target destination coordinates were lacking, or in other cases the activation period would be cut short, causing the door to shut prematurely and amputate the subject as they were traveling between doors. There has been much progress in the stabilization effort, however, minimizing intersections incidents. Most recent incidents have been limited to bisections. Bisection certainly is an improvement over pentasection. They both sound equally awful to me. Sob, I would not behold mine own left and right shoes so cruelly sunder, forced to be so far apart upon our coming to the headquarters. Well. All this idle chatter of unnecessary concern tells me that your boss life may have been too uneventful lately. Ahem. Look like the research arrived while you were wasting time. I saw a large and unfamiliar vehicle through the window. Is that the vehicle? It's got no windows though. How tiresome. Now off the bus. So we don't even get to see the vehicle. That sucks. Once we disembark the bus, we made our way into this unfamiliar vehicle of sorts. Its interior was mostly metallic, filled to the brim with convoluted-looking mechanisms, and on the opposite end of the entrance, a massive door loomed over us. This is... Assistance from P Corp in the process of developing this device was indispensable. Wait, that means... In accord with young Caesar, are you... Hoyday, much did I aspire to regard her with the tale of the contract's glorious completion of mine heroism and bravery. 'Tis quite familiar, yada yada yada. Your concern will be taken into account next time. Sal seemed relieved. Worry thee not, for thou hast arrived us the site of limbus company headquarters itis have been tainted from. There are numerous reasons for which you were yet to be allowed into the headquarters, but as it would be fruitless effort to explicit them all, we will not cover the subject here. Few, glad to hear we're not sitting through another lecture. The primary reason is, however, that there were several limitations to bring the members of our department to the headquarters. Upon the frequent transness movements and irregular schedules of our missions. Why'd you say all that if you were going to explain anyway? Wait, more importantly, what's that about collaboration with P Corp? Boy, here we go again. P Corp singularity can be summarized by the following 4 words. Expansive space warping technology. Oh right, didn't you say that Miss Caesara told you something about how the principles of P Corp singularity is a lot like La Munchlin's works? Right, La Munchlin was much larger on the inside than it looked from the outside. So it was a TARDIS. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask. Don't other wings already make liberal use of different kinds of space expanding singularities? It's, how should I put this, isn't it a bit too mundane of a city technology for P Corp to call space manipulation its unique thing? That was quite the intelligent question. Compliments how nice. Ishmael is correct in suggesting that technology to expand a given space is a commonly employed technology by other wings as well. An example of one such invention makes use of the space expansion technology but isn't a P Corp singularity would be Mephistopheles. The ultimate purpose of P Corp space expanding technology is to create the safest place in the world. A perfectly protected construct, its interior sheltered from the world outside, no matter how severely its exterior is battered. To have a sound structure, integrity no matter what. Its interior safe from any and all harm. Therefore, the more expensive the P Corp product is, the safer its interior is from damage outside conditions such as extreme pressure or shock. Perhaps the way is in which the interior is completely insulated from the outside is comparable to a full disconnect from the outside world by sheltering in a separate dimension. In conclusion, the exterior of this vehicle utilizes P Corp singularity, which means that it can be protect in its interior from all forms of impact, not to mention that it has room to hold more than 13 people inside. Oh, do dimensional trunks or containers also transport things to other dimensions? Sink, why are you freezing up all of a sudden? There was this creepy story that used to circulate amongst kids back when I was in school. Here's how it goes. So a Deviat Association employee makes a delivery to a house, then looks away for a second, and a curious kid crawls into their counter trunk and... I'm gonna stop the story here. Look, the story kept me up at night for a whole week, okay? Couldn't stop having nightmares about that scenario where... Hey, come on, sometimes a story's just a story. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, the story that inspired Sinclair's week-long nightmare was likely an accurate retelling of a true story. Several regulations were added to Han and Deviant Association's rules to prevent cases of people being stored in dimensional containers. From a certain perspective, it may be said that the warp technology employed by W Corp shares a degree of similitude. The parallel lies in the fact that it almost transports humans to a different dimension, the difference being that they are packed in a safer manner. Therefore, perhaps enough of a connection exists to say that they operate on the same scale. Anyhow, the point is that we'll always have access to the headquarters as long as we have this vehicle thing, right? This will certainly make the logistics of communication and supplies much more convenient. One question, however, how does the company plan to move this instrument, as I expect that would be much trouble on its own? Has the detail been hashed out yet? No. Yeah, so like, just at the age, around the age where he could be a fixer. He still seems younger to me. In order to establish a more tangible level of communication with Limbus Company headquarters, an effective means of transportation, such as the vehicle, will be installed in the nests across the city. In summary, an efficient means of transportation such as this vehicle here, developed using P Corp and the aspiring W Corp technology, will gradually be installed at various points across the city. In every nest? Of course not. The technology is still experimental. It is astronomically expensive to install and operate. Vigilius gave us a firm clarification. Activating now. Faust tinkers with various machines and contraptions within the vehicle, and the giant door from earlier began to tremble, making a loud noise. Wherefore is that gate over yonder shundering so? Energy is now linked and routine towards that gate. When the gauge displayed around the glowing door filled, the door began to slowly open. Entering now. So is this basically spatial manipulation, allowing two similar spaces to be simultaneously swapped with all interiors? When it fully opened, Faust made her way inside like it was just another door. Well, let's follow her inside. Yes, we have arrived. Welcome to the Limbus Company headquarters. This place is teeming with people dressed in all sorts of odd outfits, walking briskly between their busy schedules. I heard heavy doors opening and closing from here and there, alongside the odd sensation I've been feeling from time to time. Is the floor of the LCE department. LCE? Hopefully we'll get to prudently strides through the HQ front gate one day. Wonder what LCE stands for. And we gotta fight a bunch of Picatula. Wait, what? How much energy? Not that much.
라만 차렌들을 뒤엎는다.
Right, are we waiting for something to happen, or are we all suddenly unfamiliar with the concept of an introduction ourselves? Give that no one appears to be willing to introduce me, allow me the liberty of self-introduction. My name is Holheim. the chief researcher of this company. To be precise, he is the chief researcher of LCE department. To be more precise, I am the chief researcher responsible for the entirety of Limbus Company. To be even more precise, the only reason he retains the role is because Yi Sung and I have been excluded from the research personnel files due to our status as sinners. This is basically a pissing contest between these two. Yeah. Someone must stay behind to continue the research after all. Ah, so you two were friends. While it seems entirely unnecessary to establish a label on this relationship, it could be said that we are acquaintances who routinely and unwillingly maintain a regular level of communication with one another. Ah, okay. I am in agreement for this first time since we were acquainted. I hear that our department has reached out several times to yours to remind you of this regular checkup. The nature of the LCB department necessitates that we are constantly on the move from one nest to another, which makes it rather difficult for us to give you a immediate reply. I would have expected someone like you to already be aware of this obvious detail. Yes, I was very well aware. I am also quite aware of the fact that your department has been giving us that same reply over and over and over again, like an answering machine. And this must be Dante, the executive manager of this Limbus Company Sinners. I'd like to say hi, nice to meet you, but I don't suppose you can hear me with what I'm saying. The manager extends their greetings. Charming. It is grueling and arduous work to be in a position of leadership, especially when communication issues come into play. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder if my researchers and I are even speaking the same language, so I do commiserate. How odd their clothes are. Yes, allow me to introduce you all to the Martin and Alisa, two of the few researchers directly in my command. Are they wearing gear extracted from abnormalities, but how? Happily to have someone who recognizes them. Are they like gears scavenged from the former L-Corp? While there are particular similarities with their gear, enough differences are present to distinguish them. Indeed, we attempted our own brand of extraction successfully, I might add. While the news of the production of Ego gear in Limbus Company style was already received, this is the very first time they are observed in person, so you must have abnormalities contained in this facility. So that's why I've been sensing abnormalities in here, huh? But I'm sensing distortions and pacatula too. Indeed, as they are containment and research subjects of the LCE department as well. Fels closely observed the Ego gear Hoheim was wearing, like an exceptionally harsh judge in a fashion contents. Apart from a few imperfections in the finish, the level of ego extraction visible here is quite acceptable. Input appreciated. This is a product of thousands of repeated experiments and subsequent failures that have been meticulously conducted, studied in order to extract it with acceptable levels of stability. But at the end of the day, I did it, like I always do. You did it. Are you sure you want to take all the credit when your team is standing right behind you? We're used to it. Piss off. I'm going mad surrounded by these self-observed twats. I'm just about ready to get violent or on some poor bastard. Let's go on with the checkup so we can get back to the bus, yeah? I feel the very same urgency you express. There is much we must cover, regrettably, given that this is the first ever regular checkup performed as a group since your employment. Faust also does not wish to pass more time without subsequence. Let us begin. Very well, our first task shall be to assess your abilities in response to emergency situations. Wait, he just pressed something. Emergency situations. The walls of the laboratory suddenly started separating, the sliding into place. When it settled, I realized that it had locked the sinners away in some kind of hold isolation with them from Virgilius and Charon. What the hell? This is just an ambush. Yes, it is. The purpose of this test is to measure your behaviors and response in case of a surprise attack, so ambush it is. Wait, this discussion beforehand, Virgilius? You look anxious, Dante. Well, I suppose you weren't let in on this either. I wasn't, for your information. Just go with their flow, Dante, so it goes, would be an apt response. I swear, this dude can understand Dante. He just finds it fun to fuck with him. I'll find a room somewhere where Charon and I might sit down and enjoy some nice tea. Come find me with Faust once this is over. Charon wants cake too. Oh hey, we've got some leftover cake from our last office party. Come this way, please. An employee appeared and led Virgilius and Charon away into a nearby office room. Okay, so this is a regular checkup, huh? Let's get this done. Oh, we're just gonna fight some Brocatula.
먹기 좋게 차려졌지 않나. 겉에.
Okay, I'm just gonna click win rate for this.
잘라낸다. 따뜻한 엎드리도록.
그 정도 각오로 우리 식구를 건드렸나?
내 죄는 너희가 알아서 처리. 이 가족은 따뜻한 피.
이번에 네
너희의 무기로
고귀하게
곁을 승리로 이끌. 아류산 초평열 80. 갈라지도록. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다. 대파. 대가리 딱 떼도록. 기대해라. 기원을 갖추는 그대로 무너져.
이번에 네 피분수
따뜻한 피.
내가 봤습니다.
I'm just gonna click win rate.
가족을 위해. 답이 터졌나? 무기를 만드는 것만큼은 내가 어부이. 산초류 경혈 온 라샹.
귀찮게 끌지 말지.
가족을 위해 흐르는 피로군.
빨리 해치우고 그냥 가자.
너희의 무기로 이 떨거지는 잘라낸다. 슛! 아류 산초 경혈 80. 갈라지듯 쏟아내라.
It does not seem. We went through various tests, including command ability, trails using peculiar individuals. Here, Manager Esquire, hey ho, I have attained a score most perfect. To be surpassed by Miss Don Quixote in a contest of knowledge, must I dilly further in my studies? Don Quixote beat him in a knowledge test? Hey, you sung bud, they were testing our Fixer Association knowledge, huh? Ah, Fixers, that makes sense. Totally, honestly, she's got more than enough Fixer fixation for the entire bus. All kinds of general knowledge trivia quizzes. What's the first thing you focus on when meeting a new person? Look in their eyes, how strong they look. Bloody hell, this ain't easy. Your leadership style is strong, decisive, and goal-orientated. You are Massault. We were finally allowed to quick break after going through all kinds of mysterious, strange personality tests as well. Next, basic fitness test for all sinners. We can finally get started on the real meat of the checkup. Wait, then what were all those tests you guys are running on us? They were conducted in order to collect various data that the LCE department has been missing. In other words, we capitalized on this opportunity to fulfill our private curiosities. Still, I'd say it was very productive. We now know a lot about you guys that'll help us support the LCB going forward. Alright, we're going over some tests that can be conducted in groups. First, please form a line here. What, like this? Is Dawn trying to hold her breath to somehow make herself taller or puff out her chest? Also, I didn't realize, but they all have jumpers. Let's get this over with. Looks like we've got a long day ahead of us. Yeah. Looks like Yi Sung is trying to pretend like nothing's happening behind him. Closed his eyes, trying to focus on what's going on. Or maybe try not to panic. Whoa, these are some comfy clothes they've given us. Right, I could totally see myself wearing these to sleep. They're LCE property, so you better return them as soon as we're done here. Gotcha. By the way, can you take a look at my wrist here before we actually get started? I've been feeling a bit of thoughts there, but Dante won't turn the clock for just me, you know? That is true. A pillow that, Dawn looks like she wish she had herself. Turning off the clock for such trivials may cause the information of an unfavorable habit. Perhaps some result can redeem your pain. I am always prepared to administer necessary aid should you request it. Actually, you know what? I'm totally fine, don't you worry. Please stand still if you think I can see some of you on your tiptoes. You've been very wrong. Heels on the ground, please. But my heels are on the ground. Fine. And can you stop snuff out your cigarettes before the test begins? Oh, this one isn't lit. It's just there so I can look cool. Yes. Wait, Don's eyes are red. I just noticed that. Nah, snipping tool won't allow me to zoom in, never mind. She's gone full blood fiend there, her eyes are red. Yeah. And what about bold but scram? BBS, I think. Okay, so the basic group tests are complete. I seem to have forgotten something quite important I have to establish prior to being the tests in earnest. Oh yeah. After I leave school and get money, I am planning on visiting South Korea solely so I can go to that restaurant. I need an assistant. I need an assistant to help me smooth out the testing procedures. You got two of them already, or right behind you if you need directions. Oh, we're not Mr. Jorge's assistants, we're specifically assistant researchers. Yes, of course, there is much that distinguishes these two occupations. I would like for one of you to be my assistant for the duration of this checkup. Rhodia suddenly raised her hand. I wasn't planning on asking for volunteers, but now that you raised your hand, I'll give you the floor. Don't ask me to do it. It's just not my vibe, you know. I'll take a researcher job though. I'm a bit a fan of her style. Rhodia trailed off greedily, caressing the clothes of one of the researchers. What are you doing? I don't really have you in mind anyway, but duly note nonetheless. I would also like to refuse your nomination. Your position of an assistant to Jorge implies that said assistant is, when it comes to skill, inferior to the person they are assigning. Again, I didn't have you in mind either, but your passionate expression of intent is nevertheless appreciated. I wonder who comes up with this brilliant idea of putting two smart asses together to waste time pointing out each other's minor mistakes. If I were to talk about myself, I want to open by saying that I was a class vice president in school, a diligent model student who assiduously facilitates the task of class president in ahem. What's with everyone getting so anxious to get picked here? Do you fellas actually want to be his assistant, getting in the front and center of things just to bothersome, you know? I kinda feel like I have to apply for positions for some reason. Well, the decision has already been made. Do not note that the selection criteria is fully based on my very subject opinion. You there, orange-haired sinner. Ishmael almost threw me to the ground as she confidently strode up the front of the line. Greetings, Mr. Jorge. As you must be aware, if you take a look at my documents, I've rarely let anyone down during yada yada yada. Don't want to read. Also can add, don't want to read. Don't know you were still holding on to that hope. I called on you to ask you to move because you were standing in front of the sinner I chose. Everyone turned around to look at Heathcliff, who was absent-mindedly scratching at the bridge of his nose. Huh? Me? It seemed that Ishmael was even more shocked than Heathcliff was. Wait, but why am I right here? Why would you pick someone like... It is a common misconception among many researchers to assume that the higher their level of education and the more elaborate their resume, the better candidate one makes for a research project participation. Yep. But that's just common sense, isn't it? At least when it comes to research. However, were you aware that most great discoveries are made from a potent mix of spontaneous and intuition? A perfect description for our friend here, I would say. What say you, Heathcliff? I believe that this aggressive and passionate approach of yours gives you more than sufficient qualifications to command and lead them in my stead. Is that right? He replied, scratching his head. Be honest now, Yi-sung. You were kinda looking forward to getting picked, weren't you? It is but fate that things that were once good in the eyes of the mainstream are to be made less desirable with the passage of time, and when one does indeed fall out of favor, the intelligence of beyond days must rightly exclude themselves to the realm of memories and past. Yi-sung replied with a particular downcast look. I'm glad to have you all on board as my new assistant. Right, so, what have I got to do now? Nothing too complicated, you only need to liberally express your free spirit just as you are now. Now I see what he's doing. Jorge sure knows which of the group to coax to make things go over smoothly. Martin whispered quietly at me in a voice that only I can hear. Okay. So this is gonna... Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna risk saying it. Welcome back.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
Now I was just gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it anymore. Heathcliff seemed eager to, as Jorge had suggested, express his free spirit to the best of his capabilities. Right, you there, get in line, single file lads, let's make this easy for all of us. But aren't you also participating in the test with the rest of us, Heathcliff? Yeah, but I'm the assistant. Since when do you wear glasses? Glasses are the basic aperture of all researchers. Look slightly pushed up on the glasses helps to put on the air of studious learning individuals like so. Just like how slightly pushing up the frames of my glasses while wondering what to have for lunch makes it seem as though I am contemplating on the more profound aspects of life. Oi, let's not make this any harder than it's gotta be, Lars. Snuff out the cig in your mouth. Been a while since I heard a pig squeal. Blimey, can't you just do as I say for once? Well, to be fair, the guy in blue really seems like he belongs in Steins Gate for some reason. He's actually pretty effective. It seems that we are now ready to conduct the test finally. The primary purpose of this test is to see on a physical level how your current ability scale compared to yourself before your hiring. I see, so they're trying to see how much they've progressed since before they joined the company. I had a feeling this would happen, but the mere mention of the word progression caused a rather loud ruckus amongst the sinners. If I were to speak of myself as executive manager, I can confidently say that this sort of progress as a person, as in all aspects, I'm not reading all that. Thus, as a fruit of those efforts I have grown, I really do not want to read Otis boasting about herself. Is that progress, though? Perhaps I have learned to let certain thoughts rest in favor of others. I once allowed myself to be trapped in overlong rumination on worries of I don't want to read this. They're just doing contemplation or whatever. Okay, I guess that is progression of sorts. I'm pretty sure I less a picky eater than I used to be. My grip strength is much stronger too. It looks like I think I'm getting past there. Yada yada yada. I don't want to read this. Not just because I don't want to read it, because I'm feeling very sick at the moment. True. I guess growth really does come with time, huh? Right, I feel like the yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. A certain misunderstanding seems to be brewing in tandem with the uplifted exchange of heart to heart. Allow me to step in and nip it in the butt. Let me give it to you straight. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by the company. Equally defanged and depowered, if you will. Equally defanged. In other words, all of your abilities have been brought down to the, yes, the same general level as our 11th sinner here. Why am I your point of reference? If this is what you meant earlier by growing closer like glue, then I suppose it was quite the apt choice of words. Oi, take that back. I take it back. Not so you're not really that much stronger than I am, huh? Whoa, think, is that the sound of your sense of self-preservation shattering into the ether? That's it, you bloody... Yikes. Damn, I hate having to read for long periods of time. Excuse me, I need to know why that happened. Did we all get depowered because of the golden bow? Wait, does this have anything to do with those chains that appeared when we first entered into a contract with Dante? Indeed, one of the powers of the golden bow is connection. You are now all fairly evenly and equally mediocre. Kohei's comment and the subsequent stare seemed a bit targeted. Yeah. Think of it as something akin to quill-off deterrence employed by the Lobotomy Corporation. So the truth is finally revealed. This was why I, Otis, grew so pathetically weak the moment I joined this company. Art thou implying that thou hast always known? Of course, had I been in my prime, I could have wiped the floor with you miserable doormats in a matter of seconds. You wipe floors with doormats. Man, you're also prone to saying whatever once the burden of proof is gone, huh? So that's why my murderous arm's been quiet ever since they hired me. It didn't really have anything to do with my heart after all. Gregor. Oi, what's that use of this character? What matters is that we're all been brought down to the level of this lad. But I got calluses on my palms. Yet not all the golden bow's effects must have been of deterrent to us. Yusung stared carefully at attempting to navigate through a conversation that appeared to be turning into a tinderbox. I wouldn't... Wait, it doesn't? Huh. Was it not the advantages granted to us by the golden bow impaled in the pallid whale of the Great Lake by which we triumphed? Really? Correct. Had the pallid whale been at its full strength, it is highly likely that we may still have been trapped inside its stomach, struggling to survive. Also, it can also be said that the diminishing effect was not applied in equal measures across all affected subjects. That makes sense. I guess I never could knock Heath out with one punch if I were only as strong as Think. It's a real handy trick, you know. Additionally, certain individuals' quirks cannot be suppressed by the golden bow. Certain quirks that one may consider to be an individual's idiosyncrasies. So that explains Ryosho's impressive blade work with Mr. Bubbleback at T-Corp Factory. Won't waste my breath boasting. You never do anything. You never do anyway. Well, if your strengths have indeed progressed since the onboard, then the average must have risen as well. One of the purpose of these tests is to measure the very difference. So what exactly goes into these tests? I know there's a district that uses a machine that can analyze most aspects of the subject with a quick scan. So is it going to be something like that? There are dozens, if not hundreds, of ways to determine one's abilities without assistance of machines. In fact, I know of a perfect approach methodically of this group. A perfect approach methodically? We spend some time out of our busy schedule to tailor each test for each sinner of the LCB. That was pretty tough, I'll have to say. I'll have you guys know. Tailored test for each sinner. Why did I just get a Snapchat message? Who the hell messaging me? I thought I blocked a lot of people. Who messaged me? Why the fuck is there literal porn on Snapchat now? On Discovery? The fuck? And why the fuck did it put me on there? Yeah, I'm just gonna throw my phone across my room. Good thing my bed's on the opposite side. We will utilize the Bacatchlet and the distortion phenomenon. That doesn't sound much like some super innovative method you were building up to. What a letdown. Right, honestly, for all their talking, I thought they'd come up with something more impressive than that, right? Assistant? Alright, that's enough chatting, now get in there. Okay, how far away am I now from being able to do a 10 extraction? Quite far away still. Yep. Meaningless wrath. Only these two. Do I have a stronger identity? No, I do not. Shit.
별일 수 있는 기회겠죠?
Let's see, first one on the block. Heathcliff had already begun flipping through the papers in his hands. What an unfamiliar sight. Right, you and you there, inside now. Heathcliff, the assistant, pointed towards Honglu and Sinclair. Hello, 1, 2, testing, am I coming true? As you must be well aware by now, the Bacatula are entities that have failed to even distort. Oh yeah, I've already started. It seems like we'll be fighting the Bacatula again. Oh right, I have a question. It's something that's been nagging at me the whole time since I arrived. Aren't these tests basically just us killing people for no reason? They're all safely contained, which means that they don't possess any danger to anyone. Why he's being such a bleeding heart all of a sudden? Oi, we've been slaughtering countless scores of those sods, so what's the hold up? Yeah, but we didn't have any choice back then, because we were on missions. And do you believe that taking a life to live is unlike taking a life for the sake of it? I do. I understand. It seems that human memory is, after all, made to be finite. Save for a few exceptional individuals, people are prone to misplacing memories even from yesterday. So who are they, Dante? Why do you believe they are the group you lead? Give the expected communications difficulties between us. Allow me to make this a multiple choice question. 1, family. 2, friends. 3, colleagues. I guess they close to colleagues. Dante, say 3 colleagues. Honglu was practically squished against the containment unit window, holding up Cherie. His fingers must have heard us talking. Incorrect, it's none of the above. The truth is that they are sinners, not family, not friends, not colleagues, prisoners. I know. But the knowledge of something and acceptance of it must be distinguished. I learned that people are prone to forgetting their place when the going gets easy, when life becomes comfortable enough for them to consider the luxury of timely meals to be a certainty. Thus, I find these reminders to be quite useful. These sinners brought to Limbus Company are still fettered by their chains and shackles. Naturally, they have no access to such a thing as the right to refuse. Or would it be easier for you to accept the fact if I were to suggest that you consider this but a mere exhaustion of your responsibilities? I know they're sinners, but you can't talk to them like that. Trauma translations are unnecessary. I think I get the picture of what was said, given the atmosphere of this room. Dante, when you agreed to the contract, you must have made a deal of thoughts to gain something to the benefit. Am I correct? Wait, someone's calling me. you like to pop on my bed? And you forgot to mute the mic. Yep, I just kind of didn't think he's going to be able to hear me. Your memories, your head, and your past. There must be so much that you would like to know, and perhaps your desire to get them back is what stops you from simply quitting. What I mean to say with this little demonstration is that no one in this room has any right to grumble or refuse. Faust, is he usually? Yes, this is his usual demeanor. Hello, I know I'm not the one to talk, but you don't exactly have a lot of friends, do you? Those who rise above their peers tend to attract a certain degree of hostility from others. Now shall we begin? We are severely behind schedule. I want to throw this guy through a window. And I really hope Heathcliff throws him through a window. While the combatants do what they do, please pay attention to the following presentation above the Spectacular project onto this glass panel. This lecture has been prepared with the assumption that its students have an average level of knowledge, so if you consider this presentation to be boring or too difficult to understand, then you may consider your knowledge level to be below average. All this material seems quite elementary to me, not sure what's so difficult about this. Yeah, save that for when the lecture actually starts. As you might already know, there are several categories of Spectacular. I'm not reading that. Therefore doth thou, so at least. Sharp, well it's simple, we researchers the habit of avoiding absolutes in all things. So you're not ruling out the possibility that we might be running into Spectacular beyond stage 3, huh? Indeed, we prefer not to put down such arbitrary limitations. Anyway, the first type of many Spectacular to be covered today is Spectacular Eerie, Red Spectacular of Wrath. The nature of fire is to burn and burn until there is nothing left to be burned. I see they're quite literally burning with wrath, rage. Now I think back on it, don't you express something like that before, Sinclair? I remember you screaming so fiercely that you could hardly control your own body. On the other hand, I don't think I've ever seen you get angry or upset, Honglu. That's true. Because the realization of my meaningless extinguishes the reason for the spark to start a fire. I see now. No matter how much Heathcliff or Miss Otis bully me, pressing my anger at that is meaningless at the end of the day. Okay, I did enjoy it a little when I had the exceptional step of Heathcliff toes, but we're gonna fight every sinner. You've got to be kidding me. What exactly is the takeaway supposed to be here? Yes, that's exactly how it is. Actually, I'm going to quickly redo this so that way I can grab a friend, Sinclair.
결정적인 순간에 망설였어요. 제 탓이.
Edit. Support. I think I'll grab N, Claire.
오늘은 얼마나 찢을까?
Gotta grab the evil Sinclair. All of his attacks are negative coins.
불길 속으로. 빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠.
Yeah. I have
끌지 말지.
full stop Honglu at Shred Spin 3, I think. But I don't have him past level 20.
좋아. 좋아.
And they're the only two left, so I'll click win rate.
귀찮게. 빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠. 빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠.
I don't mind throwing him at struggling and stuff because I want him to lose a few clashes to lose his sanity.
이리로 와. 자. 좋아. 떼어내주지. 그 오물을 떼어내주지.
Ah, you lose that HP on use. Recipe. Hell yeah.
불길 속으로.
Yeah, I have to complete it with all sinners 50 plus.
이리로 와. 빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠. 빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠. 다 죽어라.
I haven't seen this guy since the Wild Hunt.
이리로 와. 자. 하. 하.
And it looks like we've fallen below 50.
그 오물을
Oh yeah, they can go up to 7, forgot. Wait, they can.
다 죽어라. 이 정도면 그녀에게도 인정받겠어.
Okay, so this version of Sinclair is definitely a simp. Wait. That sucks. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go at the moment. I am feeling really sick and need to lie down. I'll continue this tomorrow, unfortunately. I just feel insanely sick. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you all next stream. Hope you have a good day and or night. Yep, don't worry, I've already drank a bottle.